Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Musa Kinteh. I'm a Gambian. My parents hail from Lower Badibu, North Bank region. And during my childhood, my father used to work for the agriculture department. And I grew up actually my childhood I spent in various places. And finally, when my father retired from active service around 1971, we moved to Badibu, to the village in Badibu. Whilst I was there was the time I came in contact with the first Ahmadiyya missionary that I met in the name of Alhaji Ibrahim Jikine. He's deceased now. We came into contact because there was he had a small forum where he used to preach Ahmadiyyat. And my father used to sit amongst those elders who used to listen to him tell them about the promised Messiah and the signs. And this was when I was around primary 5. So whilst in their midst there, I heard him, I remember clearly, talk about the signs of the promised Messiah, and he was reciting actually Surah Takwir. And whilst I was listening, a young boy at the time, it kind of was going well with me, my understanding of geography, you know, and what he was preaching. The signs that he was actually reading from the Quran were in synchrony. So I, in my mind, compared it with other people that are here preaching. And in that young mind, his way of approaching issues from the Quran was more logical, more sensible, more scientific in my mind. So I kind of agreed with him. I was convinced that this man is saying, what he's saying makes more sense to me. I grew up with that in my mind, and occasionally I will discuss this with my younger brother. And when I finished school and started working for the armed forces, before I became a custom officer, actually. My brother one day came to me. He was at the School of Nursing at the time, and he was doing nursing and midwifery. And he said the Ahmadiyya missionaries came to the school to preach Ahmadiyyat, and they are asking if people can sign bayat if they are convinced. So I didn't know much about the bayat when I was young. But I was convinced in my heart of hearts that this is the right thing. This is what makes sense to me. And I asked him, I said, he's asking if he can sign the bayat, actually. That will make us the first Ahmadis in the family. And he felt, and we all knew, that that was going to create some tension. So he felt that he needs company. And we grew up as children. So I said, okay, bring me a bayat and tomorrow I will sign. He signed and gave me a bayat, I signed, and we became Ahmadis. And I remember thereafter I gave him some amount of money to buy me my first copy of the Quran translated in English. That's where the journey began. Of course, I left the armed forces and later joined the Gambia Revenue Authority. I mean, customs first before it became the Revenue Authority, and now I'm in the Revenue Authority as a senior manager. Working for Customs Department. But all this while, the one thing that actually, advanced my faith by leaps and bounds is the reading that I have done. And that was also, spurred by the challenges that I met. So I took refuge in the library that we had. And in between, I will meet missionaries and discuss issues with them, ask them questions that have been posed to me. I remember this special doctor who I met was of great help. In fact, he kind of revolutionized my life when it comes to Jamaat. And he's Dr. Said Nusrat Pasha. He was a dentist at the Ahmadiyya Hospital here in Talinding, the Gambia. That was something great I will never forget.